Hi, Barry. Thanks for taking time to chat with me.
Not a problem.
So you are a dating coach and trained life coach, and you now support six-figure female entrepreneurs with their love lives. So what does that mean exactly? How does that look?
Well, even though I'm trained as a life coach, I do prefer the term dating mentor at this point because, a lot of it is really about staying with that person as they develop and grow into the kind of woman who attracts the love of their life. And, a lot of it is internal work and really being there to support and challenge that person. In terms of where I really got into it, it's funny. You can be trained for things, but sometimes I think you're just meant for things.
Yeah.
And, when I was growing up, my mother was a single mom and a working mom, and she did date a lot. And she'd come home from dates and sit me down at the kitchen table when I was 7, 8 years old, and she would sort of ask me, here's what happened. What do you think? Do you think the guy's going to call? And should I see him again? And what does it mean that he did this or said that? 6, 7, 8 years old, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, sure. See him a second time. And maybe it means this. So I've been dating as a single working woman for a long time since I was a kid. A lot of experience. But, beyond that, it's just I got to a point where I was looking for ways to apply my skills. I've always been somehow related to teaching and developing people. And it's just really a heartfelt thing for me to want to help women invite love into their lives, not go through what I saw my mom go through, and really make a difference for them. And I respond best to those kinds of women who are, successful and they're six-figure entrepreneurs. They're already thinking out of the box and they're willing to take charge. So if someone's really interested in getting empowered in their love life, then that's what I'm all about, and that's what I'm here for. But if anyone's interested in finding out more, they can go to barrypaulprice.com, and there's a 15-minute dating assessment that I do over Skype at no charge for anyone new who is interested, and figure out what the best fit is for them out of all the different ways that we can work with you to get love into your life.
Oh, awesome. I love it. So what do you see as sort of the biggest problem women face, especially modern independent women, when dating?
Yeah. It's so funny because so many women have grown up becoming stronger, more self-sufficient, and independent in ways that weren't available to women, in the past. And it's been a great thing for empowerment of females. And I think what we're in right now, in my opinion, is somewhat of it's like a feminist backlash. It's sort of like the women signed up for this, but nobody gave the guys a primer on how to act or adjust. Yeah. So there's been a lag in men figuring out who to be with these new, strong, modern, independent women. Mm-hmm. And if you read anything by David Dida, who's a phenomenal author on the masculine and the feminine, he has a lot of really good research into this idea that we need a polarity when we have dating. So relationships are built on, a masculine, feminine. The masculine being defined as something more directional, more decisive, a narrowing of things to get tasks done. And the feminine tends to be more diffuse, more accepting, more able to do 20 things at once, because that was generally, I suppose, the demands that women were able to do. So this idea of whether women have started to display a masculine energy because of the workplace and leaving men unsure of what to do really does come up a lot. So I would say the biggest problem I run into is women who are very strong, very independent, and the man really doesn't know whether she needs him in her life because she seems all sorted out. He doesn't know what he could do for her. And she doesn't want to really seem needy, so she doesn't let on that she could use anything from him. Yeah. And as a result, the guys just don't feel as drawn to her as they do to women who invite and are more receptive to some of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how does a woman strike that balance?
I think the way that you start to balance for a woman, if you're someone who's used to really going out there and fighting the world, and conquering and coming home and being the provider, it's really important that you also be taking care of your own needs. What I mean by that is, self-care. Self-care is a concept. Cheryl Richardson has a phenomenal book on it called The Extreme Art of Self-Care. And it's for women who have started to put their needs last because work comes first, taking care of their bills, if the house comes first. If they have a child, the child comes first, second, and third, and so on and so forth down the line. What happens when we're not meeting our own needs is we begin to become more needy. So we start to look into the relationship for the way to meet those needs. Or the other alternative is, even in the relationship, we try to be superwoman and have no needs whatsoever, and we just end up unfulfilled. We end up grumpy and dissatisfied. We look at the checklist and everything's there. Great job, tick. You know, I'm a man, tick. I have it all. Why am I not happy?
Yeah. And
it's because you're not allowing anyone to actually meet your needs a little bit and meet your own needs. You have to have a voice and say, look, I need this, I need that. It's okay to need things. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. What is there sort of like a first step or rule that you give your clients, something that you kind of start with?
Well, the first step, almost invariably with clients, what I needed and what I need in my life when I do coaching in other areas of my life, such as career and things, is awareness. You know, we all have patterns. We all have, you know, we've all heard girlfriends and people say, you know, I don't know, I just keep going out with the same guy, or why did these creeps or these whatever keep coming up to me? I don't understand. What am I doing wrong?
Right.
And we have these patterns that we've created for ourselves in the type of men we attract, the type of men we respond to, and the choices that we tend to make almost on autopilot. So the first thing is awareness, because if you don't notice what you're doing and notice what's happening, you can't change it.
Yeah.
So the first step is always a series of self-assessments that I give, and I do this in the one-on-one, the 15-minute dating assessment that I do, which you can do through my website, barrypaulprice.com. Got to get that in. And that's available through Skype. So that's the first step, is we get you into doing some self-awareness and self-discovery around your patterns. Okay. And from there, we start to apply some of the tools to breaking those.
Okay.
Yes, and as post, without apology.